Welcome everyone to Move with Maegen. I'm Dr. Maegen Brady, physical therapist, and this evening we are going to be working on twists. So let's get started. Go ahead and grab your chair, take a seat. If you'd like or prefer to be on the ground, it might be nice to kind of sit with your back against the wall with a little bit of support. But if you're seated in the chair, go ahead and put both of your feet flat down on the ground. And we're just going to start with a little bit of three-part breathing. You could put one hand on your chest and you could put one hand on your belly. We're going to first start by breathing into the upper part of our chest, then we'll breathe out. We'll take a second breath going a little bit lower towards our diaphragm, underneath the lungs, kind of dropping down. And then the third breath that we'll take is going to be a little bit more focused deeper into the belly. We're going to do 3 rounds of this. So we'll start with the first breath into the chest, in through the nose, breathe in. So you're expanding through the chest, expanding through your collarbones, and then breathe out through the nose or mouth. Next, we'll bring our attention a little bit lower, breathing into the diaphragm, inhale. Letting that muscle under the rib cage drop down, bringing air in, then breathe out. We'll feel the ribs and the diaphragm kind of retreat back up. The last part is into the belly, so maybe feeling into your hand as you inhale. Belly expands, and then exhale, breathe out. Belly retreats. So we'll go through that twice more. Again, inhale into the chest. Nice expansion, and then breathe out. Feel that retreat. Now again into the diaphragm, the low part of the lungs, the ribs, breathing in. Feeling the ribs expand out. And then breathe out. The third part is into the belly, breathing in. So we'll be doing some twists tonight as we breathe out. The breath will be key to getting a little bit deeper into some of the twists. We're going to go through the 3-part breathing one more time. So again, breathing up into the chest, inhaling, exhaling. Maybe at your own pace for these next 2 as we go down into the diaphragm and the lungs expand out. I'll also say that as we inhale. Really kind of our ribs tend to kind of rotate and twist a bit too. It's like a bucket handle. And as they come down, we breathe out. Last one, fill up, inhale into the belly, and exhale it out. Nice. We'll bring the hands down to the knees now. And we're going to begin by rotating or twisting to one side or the other. So our shoulders, our head are all going to be kind of turning in one direction. We're going to take 3 breaths to go to the first direction first. So take your time. There should not be any pain with any of these. I really want a slow, purposeful focus on your breathing and a pain-free range of motion. So as we take our first breath to turn to one side, inhale, imagine a string pulls you up towards the ceiling, your spine lengthens. And then as we start to turn and twist a bit to one side, going very slowly into a little bit of a stretch. We're going to again breathe in to get tall. And then we'll go a little deeper into the twist, keeping our hips flat, our feet flat, just twisting from the shoulders, the head, the eyes following where we're going. We'll take one more nice inhale, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the ribs. And last twist to rinse out towards the one side. Nice. Next inhale is going to bring you back to the middle, untwisting, unfurling slowly up. And we're going to take it to the other side. An image I really like to think about, especially as it's raining outside, is kind of like if a sponge was full of water. We're kind of wringing or rinsing that sponge as we go to one side, and that comes from the belly button. So we're gonna go to the other direction. We're gonna again breathe in, get tall, imagine space and length between the vertebrae in the spine. And then as you exhale, start to mindfully, purposefully twist or turn to the other side. 2 more breaths. Inhale, get tall. If you feel your chest kind of shining upwards, exhale, twist a little deeper into it. Your eyes helps you follow. 1 more inhale, nice and tall. Even weight through both hips as we again ring that sponge from the belly button. Final twist to the side, chest up nice and tall. Then we'll inhale back to the middle. Nice. We're gonna go 1 more time each direction, but this time just 1 breath. So we'll take 1 inhale to get tall and 1 exhale to twist. Maybe the hand slides, chest up nice and tall, rinse out, then inhale back to the middle, and then we'll twist to the other side. Slow, purposeful breath all the way out, and then inhale back to the middle. Nice. Next, we're gonna take 1 ankle. We're gonna bring it above the knee. If this is too far, what you can do is either on like a lower stool, or if you have kind of the edge of the bed, you can kind of rest your foot on a surface like this. If you're able to bring the ankle above the knee, we'll go ahead and keep 1 hand on the ankle, 1 hand on the knee, and we're gonna sit up nice and tall here. If your foot is resting, you're just putting a little bit of a stretch, kind of a figure 4 into that knee. We're gonna be here for about 30 seconds, 5 to 6 deep breaths. So find that same tall seat, your tailbone tucked underneath you, your chest up nice and tall, breathing in. And every breath out, imagine that knee trying to kind of relax a little bit farther down towards the ground. So now our feet are in a little bit of a twist here. And we're kind of accessing the hip muscles a little bit more. We'll take 3 or 4 more breaths in and out. 2 more inhales, nice and tall. Breaths out, trying to see where else you can release. 1 more breath in. Now listen very carefully. We'll stick on this side. Instead of bringing the foot down to the ground, if you can tolerate, we're going to kind of wrap that ankle around, like we're kind of crossing our legs like a lady, or even maybe someone that's to go to the bathroom. We've kind of got that one leg wrapped on top. If you're able to, you can kind of hook your ankle behind the other foot. If not, you're just kind of trying to get as much of a in contact in here if you can. If this is too much, again, you can have your foot on the bed and you can kind of sneak your foot over towards the opposite side of the body a little bit here. So we're sitting up nice and tall in this twist. We're going to take the arms out to the sides, bring them up overhead. Now we're going to wrap the arms around each other. Whatever leg is on top is going to come underneath. So we're going to cross the arms. We're going to bring the arm underneath, and we're going to see if we can kind of bring those hands close together towards each other. The main goal of this is to have the elbows right near the shoulders, so it's not slouched over, but we're really sitting up nice and tall. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. So inhale, get nice and tall. Elbows lift. Exhale. Twisting or rinsing into those shoulders. 2 more inhales in and out. 1 more inhale to stretch. Next, exhale, unwind the hands. Go ahead and bring them down to the sides, and that top leg is going to inhale, lift up, and place it down to the sides. Awesome. We're going to switch over to the other leg in that kind of figure 4. So if your foot is on the bed, you're just switching over the ottoman, you're switching over to the other side. If your ankle is able to reach above the knee, we're going to have one hand on the ankle, one hand on the knee, and we're going to sit up nice and tall for 5 or 6 deep breaths here. So as we take a few more deep breaths here, allowing those hip muscles to try to let go as much as we're able to, we're sitting up nice and tall and evenly in the seat. I'll say that there is a lot of different twisting that can happen in our body. And our hips are no different than in other areas. Our hips move in several different ways. They go forwards and backwards, out to the side and in. And then that ball and socket joint, it also kind of rotates out externally, and it rotates also internally. So right now we're doing a little bit of that external rotation, or that rotating out. If you sit a lot, the muscles in the back of your hips, your glutes can kind of get locked long and weak. So if you are sitting for periods of time and you can't get up, this is kind of a nice way to release or stretch some of those muscles. We're going to take one more breath in here. And then on your next exhale, we're going to stay with the side. Remember, crossing that leg over. So again, kind of like a lady or someone that has to go use the bathroom. We're going to kind of tuck that leg all the way up and over. If you can hook your ankle behind the calf, that's great. If not, just out to the side here is really nice too. Or resting kind of on an ottoman with the foot on the other side. We're just trying to kind of cross midline a little bit here to rotate internally now with that ball and socket joint. Next, we're going to take the arms out. We're going to take them up overhead. And then the opposite, the arm that's, the leg that's on top, that arm is going to come underneath. And if the cross is too much, you can just kind of hold your shoulders here, work on sitting up nice and tall. If you have that kind of hook and you want to bring the hands up together, we're going to be here for about 3 breaths. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, rinsing through the shoulders, letting the shoulders relax away from your ears. 2 more breaths in and out. Last breath in and breath out. Bring the hands back down. We'll go ahead and unhook the ankle and bring the feet nice and flat. So those are kind of 3 sequences of twisting with the upper body or with the lower body you can do when you're seated in a chair. Next, let's come to standing. So we're going to be standing up. I want you to just take a moment to find the weight through your feet. So we're just kind of finding where the balls of our feet are, where our heels are. If there were 4 points in your feet, you'd have 1 under your big toe, 1 under your little toe, and 2 on your heel. So imagine that all 4 corners are kind of kissing the ground. Like if you had paint on the bottom of your feet, it would kind of evenly paint those 4 corners there. And it would evenly paint those 2 legs. Your left leg and your right leg want about the same amount of weight compared to each other. That's going to be important to translate up through the legs, the same amount of weight through both knees, the same amount of weight through both hips. And we're going to keep that contact there as we start to twist the upper body. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms out to the sides like a T. Your palms can be facing forwards, your shoulders nice and kind of relaxed down away from your ears. If this is ever too much, you can also kind of bring your hands towards the middle and just twist from there. But if you want to have your arms out to the sides like a T, we're going to start to turn to the right. Again, in those same 3 breaths. So we'll take 3 breaths to get there. We're going to inhale in, get tall. Lengthen through the spine, tailbone up to the crown of the head. And then we're going to keep that even weight through your hips as you rotate the shoulders towards one side. Again, we're going to inhale in through the nose, get tall. Exhale as your shoulders relax away from your ears, continuing to twist a little bit more from your belly button, keeping your hips straight forward. Then 1 more nice inhale in, and 1 more exhale to twist as far as is comfortable for you. No pain, but just a stretch. Then inhaling back to the middle, unwinding. If your arms are out to the sides like a T, you can just rest them for a moment. If you want to, again, stick with the hands by the sides or in front of you, that might be nice. As we go to the other side, I'll add another little piece of imagery here. If you had flashlights coming off the fronts of your hips, you'd want them pretty much to be facing straight forward the entire time. So as we twist to the other side, think about instead of those headlights not really turning with us necessarily, but they're going to stay facing straight forward at wherever you are. So even weight through both feet. Inhale your arms up to your shoulders. We're going to twist to the other side, inhaling in to get tall. And then from your belly button, starting to rinse to the other side, chest up nice and tall. Your fingertips might graze the couch or the bed, and that's fine. Inhale in through the nose, again, get tall. And as you twist for the second time, imagine those flashlights still pointing straight forward. The twist is really just coming from the ribs and the upper body here. One more inhale. And last exhale to go as far as comfortable. Then inhale all the way back to unwind. And hands can come down to the sides. We're going to do one more each direction, just one breath this time. So if you want to stick with your arms out to the sides like a T, if you want to give it a try here, I'll demonstrate this way for a second time each way. So one breath in, twist to the side, flashlights stay forward, exhale. And then inhale back to the middle, grow through the spine from the hips to the head. And then exhale, rotate in the other direction, hips stay forward. Then inhale, come to the middle. And rest both arms down by your sides. Next, we'll take one hand. We're going to raise that arm up overhead. We're going to slight little bit of a back bend, kind of reach that arm towards the opposite side. So we're going to keep that same hip down on the ground, rooted. We're going to reach that arm up and over for 2 breaths, inhaling, getting tall through the side body, a little bit of a twist this way. And exhale, rooting through the feet. One more inhale, get tall. And exhale, unwind, bringing the hand back down. Awesome. We're going to switch to the other side. So go ahead and inhale the opposite arm up overhead. The other hand can be down on your hip if you'd like, just to give it a little bit of a reminder to stay flat. Inhaling and get tall. Little bit of a back bend, reaching up and over to the other side. One more inhale in, getting tall through the side body. And then exhale out, bring both hands back down. Awesome job. So some nice little 2 standing sequences there, a little standing kind of twist or a standing kind of rotation with the arms up. Next, we're going to make our way down to the mat. So if you have like a chair handy, or again, the ottoman or something you can kind of hold on to bring one leg back behind you, the other leg is going to stay forward. We're going to bend that back knee down to come down to the ground into kind of a lunge. It's nice to have something close by if you want to kind of hold on to for balance. And if you do have a mat or a cushion, it's nice to kind of double it up, provide a little bit of cushioning for the kneecap of that bottom leg, or even a towel or a pillow works really well too. So we're going to come to a lunge with those flashlights pointing straight forward. We're going to find the 4 corners of that foot that is planted forward. The back foot can either be planted with the ball down, or it can be planted flat, whatever's more comfortable. I kind of like to tuck my toes underneath to give me a little stability there. Your hips are nice and even, nice and level, and your chest is up nice and tall. We're going to bring both of the hands to the middle of your chest like a prayer. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, feel the balance and the strength through both of your hips. Your glutes, your butt muscles nice and strong and supportive here. We're going to be taking a twist towards that front leg. We'll take 3 breaths to get there again. So inhale and get tall. Exhale, start to rinse through your belly button, start to turn towards one side. Then again, inhale and get tall. Exhale, start to go a little bit farther into it. Nice and level through the hips, not dumping to one side or the other. Again, one more inhale in. And one more exhale to get all the way there. Then you can inhale, come unwind all the way back to the middle. And we're going to be switching to the other side. So as we turn, it can be kind of easy to, fall out or kind of, tilt one way or the other. See if you can't keep a flat line with your upper shoulders as we go ahead and inhale. Turn towards the opposite, so we're turning towards that back leg. Inhale again, get tall. Exhale, come towards that side a little bit more, keeping that straight alignment with that front leg. One more breath in. One more breath out to turn. Shoulder blades rinsing back. And then inhale. Come all the way back to the middle. Hands can come down to the sides. You can hold on for balance to something as we switch over to the other leg. So the other leg is going to come behind. We're going to plant that opposite foot straight forward. We're going to take a moment here just to kind of find the weight distribution between both legs. If you want to kind of rock your hips forward and backwards, might feel kind of good just to kind of feel how it feels forward to backwards, or feel kind of your balance side to side with the little handhold. Again, cushioning that back knee if it feels good. So you want really strong hip muscles here. Your tailbone should be kind of tucked underneath you, belly button nice and strong, and chest up. We're going to inhale, bring your hands towards your heart center. And then we're going to be twisting again towards that front foot. So as you exhale, start to rotate towards that side from the belly button. Inhale, chest up nice and tall. Exhale, rotate a little bit farther into it. One more inhale, nice chest up. Exhale, rinse a little bit farther towards that side. Inhale, come back to the middle. Little wobbles are okay too between transitions. Always stay safe though. Always kind of, have something close to you if you need to hold on to something. Don't be afraid to kind of put your hands down if you need to. But wobbles usually mean you're getting stronger. We're going to be going to the other direction. We're going to take 3 breaths to twist towards the back leg now. Again, inhaling, getting tall. Exhaling, turning. Feeling a little bit in that back leg and the back hip flexor. One more inhale. And last exhale to rinse. Inhale, come back to the middle. And we will now place both knees back down. We're going to kind of sit on the bum, and we'll make our way onto our back. So you can come onto, again, the bed or the couch works fine. If you have a mat or something like that set up on the ground, we can do that. So we're going to head towards your back. You're going to bend your knees to start with. And you're going to have your arms out to the sides like a T. So we're going to keep the shoulders and the back flat for the most part, but then we're going to windshield wiper the knees in one direction. Then we're going to breathe in as we come to the middle. And then we're going to windshield wiper both knees to the other direction. Again, inhale back to the middle. We're going to do it on breath, one more breath on each side. Breathe out, let the knees windshield wiper over. Inhale, middle. Kind of massaging as you roll the knees over to the other side. Kind of massaging that low back with the ball and socket joint at the hips moving. Again, inhale, come back to the middle. Now, one leg is going to come out straight. The other knee that is bent, we're going to take it with the opposite hand and just gently kind of pull it over towards the opposite side of the body. You can look out towards that arm that is down on the ground for a little supine twist. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Inhaling, getting long from your heel to the crown of your head. Exhale, imagine your knee coming down a little farther towards the ground. 2 more breaths in and out. Nice. 1 more breath. Last chance to let go, or stay here if you like, but if you're with me, we're going to hug that knee back in towards the middle. We're going to send that one down, And then we're going to switch over in the opposite direction. So right here, we're really twisting from, all the way from our tailbone in one direction towards our shoulder and our neck in the opposite direction. So we're really getting a full body twist here. The goal is to kind of imagine that opposite shoulder melting down towards the ground and that opposite knee coming close to the ground. So really great ways to practice this is to put a pillow underneath your knee and to just kind of imagine it relaxing. Another great place to put a pillow is underneath your shoulder on this side. This is a great place just to spend some time breathing. We'll do one more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, bring both knees back to the middle. Just kind of hug them in towards your chest for a moment. Little rounded up ball. And then we'll turn to the stomach. Put the visuals okay here. So we're going to have both arms to the side like a T. Turn your head towards the left. Take that left hand down on the ground and bring your left leg up and over so that it comes towards the right side. Again, a pillow feels really nice to have underneath that leg. But if you're with me, the shoulder of that right arm is down on the ground. You're looking to that left direction as we're doing kind of an opposite twist. Letting that hip fall over for another 2 breaths here. One more inhale. And exhale. See where you can let go. Inhale back to the middle. If that is too much, a really great place just to kind of work is some windshield wiper knees. You can do one a few times. You can do both at the same time. Same idea with the hips. We're going to take it to the other side. You're going to turn your head in the opposite direction. Bring that right leg up and over. We'll be here for about 3 breaths. That left shoulder is down on the ground. The left cheek is down on the ground. That right leg is resting either on a pillow or the ground. Just trying to let the lower body relax. Not just your lower body, but seeing where else in your shoulders can you relax, your jaw, your forehead. 2 more breaths. One more. And inhale back to the middle. You do a few more windshield wiper knees. And then from there, you can push up onto hands and knees position. Come over onto your bum. And that is all the twisting and all the movement I have for you this evening. Really great work into some of those rotations. We're just going to finish with a short guided meditation. So if you're sticking around for that, you can stay seated on the ground. You can go back onto your back to lay with, if you have that space up against the wall, you can put your legs up against the wall or even over the chair or the couch might be really nice to elevate the legs. If you want to come seated in a chair, that's nice too. But our meditation this evening is going to be on balance. So sometimes we are so kind of worried about how we feel about one group of people versus another, how we feel about our family, how we feel about our coworkers, how we feel about our friends, how we feel about strangers on the street or people we just know in passing, that we can spend a lot of time and attention on this. So as you meditate and as you take a few breaths in, the focus of tonight is going to be just kind of balancing these thoughts and how you feel. Seeing if you can't apply some of that same compassion and gratitude towards as many groups of people as you possibly can. So as you start to take into account your surroundings with some deep breaths, your next exhale, you can close your eyes, start to turn your attention inwards. Over the next few breaths, maybe just noticing any sounds going on around you. The rain's still falling or stopped. Hear any birds or music close by. Not judging, but just noticing any sounds. Then on your next breath, start to turn your attention inwards farther and see how your body feels in this moment. Do you feel tired from some of the breathing or your day? Do you feel maybe a little bit energized and looser from some of the twisting? You might feel, some digestion working a little bit more this evening from all of the kind of rinsing of the organs, but just noticing how you feel through the different parts of your body. Next, bring some attention to the tiny pinprick of light in your chest that represents the balance of compassion that you feel. And as you take a few more breaths, imagining that light growing to fill your entire body. And then over the next few breaths, imagining that light expanding outside of your body, filling the entire room up around you. And then as you continue to count to 10 with your breaths, if that helps, maybe 1 on the inhale, 2 on the exhale. Imagining that light shining out as far as it can possibly go. Limitless, boundless. We have such a capacity to be able to expand our mind and our heart. And as you take these next 10 breaths and count, as inevitably thoughts come to your mind, you get distracted, just come back to the last breath you were on, last number you were on. Just invite yourself back to breathe, to be in your body for the next minute. And then when that light feels like it can't get any bigger, you can let go of all of that focus, let your mind do what it wants to do. If it wants to think, let it think. If it wants to stay on that image of the light expanding in your balanced body and mind, stay with that. And I'll invite you when you're ready to open your eyes. If you have nothing else to do tonight, maybe just relaxing for the next 10-20 minutes would be great. Get a few breaths, just enjoy some of that blood rinsing and some of the oxygen carrying we did with movement tonight. If you do have to boogie on off, go ahead and kind of wiggle your fingers and toes, bring some attention and awareness back to where you're seated. And just as we kind of bridge the gap between movement and mindful thought, and as you go off to your next activity, maybe reflecting on how you can bring some sense of balance and how you can bring that same balance of your emotions to different groups of people. I want to thank everyone for joining me with Move with Maegen. It's always so nice to be able to move with so many people from different areas. And I always feel a little bit better after getting a little bit of twisting, a little bit of rinsing through the body. Big reminder to drink a lot of water, just in general, but especially after doing kind of twisting or rinsing motions. Sometimes different things are kind of, released in a really good way, and it can really help with that, again, that digestion and blood flow to really get a lot of hydration. And so make sure you drink a lot of water or tea tonight, and really take good care of yourself. I hope everyone has a great night, a great start to the week, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Thank you.